viewers, and a very warm welcome to another episode, another Goodwill hunting episode. I think this is the second one now. It's been quite a while since my last one, probably because it's quite hard to find things in charity shops these days. As I said before, it's a lot of it seems to end up on eBay now, and obviously you've got other sites as well now competing with eBay. First thing you can see here is a CRT television that I bought. In fact, this is the last thing that I bought. I'm about to show you out of everything. It's labelled off as a Grundig. It's a 14-inch CRT. It says Grundig on it, but it's more of it's a Chinese machine. Grundig here in England or in Europe was a European company back in the 60s and 70s, and they're primarily known for tape recorders. A Chinese company, I think, bought them out many years ago, along with a lot of other people. Back in the day, and now they just put their original name back on things, but really it's not actually a Grundig, it's just made by some Chinese company. It does actually work though as well, which is obviously what you want. I paid $4.99 for this, which I didn't think was too bad. I always find it quite hard to turn down a CRT set when I see one, because they're getting quite hard to find these days. They do pop up on eBay quite a lot. But of course it's also a risk getting them delivered because things get damaged in the post. With the tube being so heavy, if it gets dropped, even if it's well wrapped, it could break away from its plastic mountings inside. And of course once that happens it's pretty much useless. Unless of course you just want the tube and the tube's okay, but most of the time they end up getting necked and then the tube breaks off at the back. But I shall put this into storage, and it's there if I ever need to use it. They're very good for old games consoles. The colour quality, the colour reproduction is very good on them, and of course there's no lagging. Right, what else have we got here? Got a Sony DVD player here. It's quite a recent one actually. I paid $5.99 for that. That works okay as well, but again I don't think it's actually made by Sony because the build quality is not very good on it. It's very light. The power consumption is only 6 watts, which is amazing really. But yeah, it's always handy to have a spare DVD player. And it came with the remote control as well. Unfortunately the TV didn't come with a remote, but I've got quite a few universal remotes, so that's not a problem. Next up we've got a Velborn mini tripod. Paid $3.99 for that, again, which I thought was quite a bargain. And I think it's new in the box if I remember rightly. When you do YouTube, you can never have enough tripods. You always need tripods here, there and everywhere. Yeah, it's a nice miniature one as well, which is handy for desktop stuff. That was quite a recent purchase actually, I think about it. Got a couple of old Matchbox cars here. That's a fire engine. Matchbox Super Kings, 1972 that one's from. I've actually already got one of those, but I think I only paid about £1 for it. Seeing these old Matchbox toys brings back quite a lot of memories for me from the 80s, because that's when I would have had these kind of things, and they were second hand to me back then as well. And I've got a little camper there. That's a Matchbox Super Kings again, 1979 that one. I've never seen one of those before actually. What else have we got here? Yeah, I bought a couple of serial cables, new in the package. They're handy for when you're transferring data from, between old computers. I think I paid about 50p each for those. At that price you can't really turn them down. I've never seen one of these before. It lets you plug in 2 old joysticks with the old D plug into USB, which is quite handy if you've got old joysticks, you still want to carry on using them. Paid £2 for that. Brand new in the box. I haven't tested it, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. That's probably, looks like it's probably from around about 2000 time or late 90s. I would say when the USB just started coming out, and people still wanted to use their old controllers on new computers when USB was the new buzzword. I always buy old games when I see them. I think these were some of these were 10p each, 50p each. 80p for that one. At that price, you can't go wrong really, can you? I don't actually have an Xbox 360, I've never had one of those, but I've still got my PlayStation 2, and I have recently bought an Xbox as well, the original one. And an old He-Man book there, Ladybird book. I couldn't resist it when I saw that, I brought back a lot of memories. Wow. When you try and watch some of these cartoons back now, they're actually quite slow compared to today's cartoons. Of course, they always had a little bit of a message at the end, didn't they? Just started collecting He-Man action figures. Only got a few so far. I'm not going to end up buying them all, it's just a few for nostalgia really. I found a random Star Wars figure, that's quite a recent one. You don't very often see Star Wars figures in charity shops. Again, this kind of stuff ends up on eBay. Couple of old memory cards there. I've got a compact flash, 16 megabyte. I think I got it down to £4 on that, brand new in the box. It's actually yellowed, you can tell the package is yellow slightly. It's that old. And then look at that one, an old smart media card, 64 megabytes. I bet that was expensive back in the day. I think I paid about £4 for that as well. No year on it. But I think I've only got a couple of cameras that take that kind of card now, and a Yamaha piano as well that takes those cards. Very thin, as thin as a credit card they are. And here we go, this was quite a find in a charity shop. Again, I think I only paid about £5 for that. I think it came from the same shop as the memory cards. It's Mario Brothers multi-screen. I hadn't seen one of these since the 80s. I thought at first, is it a reproduction? Because they are making these kind of things again. But it's got the date on the back of it. 1983. Unfortunately, it's missing its battery cover. But there are people on eBay that are 3D printing them, so you can actually buy one to replace it. I've tried it out, it does actually work. But again, nice to have in the collection. It needs a little bit of a clean up. Got some sticky residue on the top there. But apart from that, it's in pretty good condition. I've got a bag of Thunderbirds figures. These are quite recent ones. Thunderbirds started up again. I think it's about 10 years ago now. And they're using a mixture of CGI and actual sets as well that they did originally in the 60s. So it's nice to see that they're mixing the two mediums together, but they're still using the old technology. So I do prefer the models myself to CGI, especially when they start blowing things up. It's quite fun to watch. But I think, how much did I pay for those? £2.99 for those. What have we got here? Oh yes. Something I found the other day actually, while I was having a tidy up. So I've just been decorating a bedroom, and I found a bag of toys that I bought in a charity shop 2 years ago that I'd completely forgotten about. Quite a few different things. That's one of them there. That's a recent Megatron figure. Some of you probably recognise that from the background of when I'm filming. I've had that on display now for the last couple of years. But I think I only paid about £5.99 for that one, if I remember rightly. It's a lovely figure, it's really well made. I think they were quite expensive when they came out. And there's quite a few more as well. I'm not even sure what some of these are from. That looks like Starscream. Again, that's quite a recent figure, that one. They're not as heavy as weighty as the originals. I'm not quite sure what that's from. But again, I think somebody must have been clearing out their entire collection of figures, because there was quite a few in here. Again, that's another recent one. Again, these were just a couple of pounds each, and I just couldn't resist them. I think some of them are missing a couple of parts. I'll just quickly go through them all. Some of you will probably know exactly what they're from, but I'm not quite sure myself, but I just thought they looked quite interesting and they display nicely. Completely forgot I bought them. I think what I'll do is I'll just do a photograph in a second and I'll flash it up in editing. I'll just quickly show you the Transformers. There was some original Transformers in here as well, from the 80s, Generation 1 Transformers. Again, these were just like $1.99 each. Nostalgia got me on this and I just couldn't resist it. I think I might have had that actually as a kid, now I think about it. Another fighter jet plane there. These are just the miniature ones, they're not the larger scale ones that they did. Oh, there you have it, the end of another Goodwill hunting episode. And quite an amazing haul here, isn't there? Like I said before, the robotic toys are all basically what I bought a couple of years ago. I got them in a job lot from a charity shop. Just paid £1 each for the smaller ones, and they went up to probably $5.99 as a maximum for Megatron at the back there, which I've had on display for the last 2 years. The rest of them were just left in a bag and put in the loft, and I've forgotten about them. Some nice finds here. I'm quite pleased actually. Like I said before, you don't really find much in charity shops these days. But when you do have a good week, you tend to get quite a lot. It's quite strange how it works out. Well, I think that's just about it for this video. As always, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to take a look at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm always buying something on eBay, some old piece of technology, and trying to repair it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.